let's talk about the Ellisons being sued. Yet another lawsuit. This time it is by a Paramount investor who, shockingly, is alleging that there was an illegal side deal with Donald Trump to secure U.S. approval for Warner Brothers takeover. I can't believe it. You're telling me the Ellisons, who are buddies with Trump, who have pledged their loyalty to him, quid pro quo, right? You scratch my back, I scratch yours. You're telling me that the Ellisons cut a side deal with Trump because Trump hates CNN so much. That's the source of his like fake news, corrupt, CNN, fake news network. And promised that they would shape CNN to be very favorable to Trump. I can't believe it. You're telling me, girl, it is all corrupt? You're telling me, girl, it's all corrupt? All right. So Paramount Skydance chief David Ellison and his tech billionaire dad, Larry Ellison, have been sued by a Paramount shareholder who alleged they cut an illegal deal with President Donald Trump to secure U.S. government approval for the takeover of Warner Brothers Discovery. You mean the thing that they just brag about out loud is true? What? The shareholder lawsuit filed Tuesday in Delaware Chancery Court seeks to block Paramount's $111 billion merger with WBD and also seeks unspecified monetary damages. According to the suit, the Ellisons allegedly promised illegal private benefits to President Trump in order to remove federal regulatory barriers, aka just another day in the White House, just another day in America. Sounds like some good yeah. You know what? Sounds like some smart business dealing to me. Per the lawsuit, the Ellison side deal with Trump included the opportunity to improperly funnel cash to the president by settling his legal claims against CNN, as well as promises that CNN anchors, whom Trump does not like, would be fired after the Warner Brothers takeover. The Ellisons' actions not only harm the reputations of the news outlets they currently own, which are hemorrhaging viewers, but they are latent liabilities waiting to be triggered by a future administration, the suit says. The complaint was filed a day after 12 Democratic state attorneys general filed a federal lawsuit seeking to block the Paramount WBD merger on antitrust grounds, alleging it would give the combined company undue control in theatrical and cable TV markets. WGA is also joining in to sue to stop this merger, claiming that it would hurt writers' pay and job opportunities. Paramount spokesperson said, blah, 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 bullshit, yada, yada. The company also said, more bullshit, blah, 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 blah. The rep also cited Skydance's statement in the summer of 2025 regarding the Skydance Paramount global merger. As with any transaction that requires regulatory approval, Skydance executives and its representatives have had routine and customary interactions with government officials, including with the administration, Congress, and federal regulators. Bleep, blah, blah, boop, boop, bullshit, blah, 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 bleep, blah, bloop. Since the Paramount Skydance deal closed in August 2025, the Ellisons proceeded to remake CBS in the president's image, bought properties he enjoyed, and even hosted events to honor him, the suit said. This helped the Ellisons, but appeared to have hurt Paramount. Larry Ellison was okay, honestly, this shareholder is not suing for any moral reasons. Let's be clear about that. This Paramount shareholder is like, this is going to hurt my money. Like, this is going to hurt my shares because the way that the Ellisons are running the show here is it's already showing that they are hemorrhaging money. Yeah, he's a fucking shareholder. Okay, so this is about the shareholder's bottom line. I know, surprise, surprise. You're telling me that a Paramount shareholder is not stepping up to sue to stop this merger for like moral reasons, for clear-eyed principles. But whatever. Yes, I agree. Whatever ties us up in court, I don't care at this point. I am the same way. I'm the same way. Where I can point out the obvious reasons that they're doing this, but also say, fuck it, let them sue. Fight from all angles. More lawsuits. Let's go. Paramount's proposed WBD acquisition was given a green light from the DOJ in mid-June, which did not impose any requirements for divestitures or other concessions. They're like, nah, everything is good. Perfect. No problems here. Even when you had antitrust lawyers at the DOJ being like, no, big problems, huge problems. The DOJ said, nope. And we're not going to impose any requirements. Top DOJ officials cleared Paramount WBD over the objections of lower-ranking lawyers at the department who were inclined to challenge the deal. After Trump indicated his preference for Paramount to acquire WBD, you're telling me that Trump, who had previously said, yeah, Paramount is who I'm going with, that had to do with his relationship with the Ellisons and all the back scratching taking place here, all the corrupt deals? I can't believe it. I thought he preferred Paramount because they're just better. Because that is what would give them then the ability to compete in the streaming market. It's not fair if Netflix wins because Netflix is already the top streaming platform. And so Paramount needs to acquire Warner Brothers Discovery to create more competition in the streaming market. That's why Donald Trump prefers Paramount. Per the complaint, there's been no indication that the deal is under review by the U.S. Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States, despite Paramount lining up $24 billion from the sovereign wealth funds of Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates. According to Paramount, the three Middle Eastern funds would own 38.5% of the combined Paramount Warner Brothers. Paramount has previously said foreign investors back in the WBD bid will not have board shares, board seats, or voting shares. They're like, no, they're doing it out of the goodness of their heart. They just really love movies. They just really love the movies. And so it has nothing to do with having influence. Nothing. According to the shareholder lawsuit, the lack of scrutiny of the Paramount WBD deal introduces risks for Paramount investors. Yeah. The suit said that the future presidential administrations are likely to subject such an ownership structure to intense and persistent scrutiny, creating significant long-term exposure for Paramount. Well, can't be future presidential administrations if it's just Donald Trump for the rest of our lives. Even when he's dead, they'll just still him. The court should use its equitable power to stop defendants from reaping personal benefits based on illegal activity. The Paramount investor named as lead plaintiff in the lawsuit is Paul Robbins, who's being represented by Thomas Law, Public Integrity Project, and Freedom of the Press Foundation. Seth Stern, chief of advocacy at the Freedom of the Press Foundation, said in a statement about the lawsuit, the economic terms of this merger on their own make no sense for Paramount shareholders. They make even less sense given reports of the Ellisons' commitments to Trump to tank CNN's reputation and viewership just like they did at CBS. Oh, so also remember, Warner Brothers Discovery, WBD, benefits if the deal doesn't go through because they, in the contract, I think it's like $5 billion, something like that. They get paid no matter what. So it's good for those shareholders. It's good for David Zaslav. And then that means that it would go back on the market and Netflix could potentially try and scoop up the merger. So it's all fake. Money is fake. Oracle's credit rating just took another hit and it's just one notch above junk status, which could cause some issues with 40B backstop on Larry's end. Yeah, I mean, things are getting a little hairier here with all of these joint lawsuits. Oracle is Oracle's in a little bit of trouble. They make even less sense given reports of the Ellisons' commitments to Trump to tank CNN's reputation and viewership just like they did at CBS. CNN and CBS viewers want real journalism. If Paramount's news networks are watered down to appease the administration, they'll stop tuning in and the public will be less informed. Brendan Ballou, CEO of the Public Integrity Project, said, America's richest people want to turn America's most important media outlets into propaganda machines for the president. Well, to be clear, CNN is already a propaganda machine, but it can get worse. Okay, we've seen what's happened at CBS. It can get worse, believe it or not. All right, Jake Crapper Dana Fash, they're horrible. They are war criminals. Okay. They deserve to be tried and serve the rest of their lives in prison for the crimes they've committed, but it can get worse still. This is bad for democracy, and this is deeply corrupt. It is all corrupt, girl. It is. Dead Domain, thank you for the raid. Hello, everybody. We're talking about today's lawsuit news involving Paramount and Warner Brothers Discovery, which has to do with an individual shareholder who has now joined in the lawsuits that 12 state AGs have filed, as well as the Writers Guild of America, that the Writers Union is also suing to stop this mega merger. So now a shareholder at Paramount is like, hello, this is bad for the shareholders, so I'm suing too. Anyway, y'all, please follow Dead Domain. Dead Domain is an amazing, amazing content creator. Just recently, we watched their video on the incredible Citizen Vigilante, Army Hammer's comeback vehicle in a movie that he claims to not know was as vilely racist and hateful as it is. Yes, we watched that video. Dead Domain did us all a public service and watched the movie and then reviewed it. Also, we cover diarrhea. That's right. We did cover diarrhea. I had another YouTuber actually just reach out to me today and said, hi, you included part of my Grifter Gwyneth video in a live stream. Thank you. And I went, oh my God, yes. I remember when we covered Gwyneth Paltrow after she did her disgusting Nazi apartment ad. And then we had a long convo on old Gwynny. And one of the videos that we watched, which was really funny. Actually, let me see if I can find it. Politics. I'm in my connecting with YouTubers era. Politics and fashion. Gwyneth Paltrow. This one, yes. Very funny, very smart content creator who I was talking to today because she reached out and said, thank you for watching this video. And I said, thank you for making this video. And I said, you should come on stream because I think we have a lot of crossover talking about the various pipelines to funneling people to reactionary conservative thought pipelines in wellness, for example, from Goop to Maha. Make America Healthy Again. Gwyneth Paltrow on the politics of rich women's wellness. And so I thought that she would be a really great guest to have on the stream. Stay tuned. You know what I've come to realize is that my collabs really need to happen outside of Twitch. For a long time, I went, I guess I'll just kind of do my own thing over here. And then I went, wait, there are great content creators who are on the same page, like in the same world as I am with pop culture commentary, who would be great to have on. Got to mix it up. Yeah. So anyway, stay tuned. Going to have her on the stream. It'll be fun. Okay, where was I? Not diarrhea. We were talking about this. Yes. I think you would flourish outside of Twitch. Many people have said this. Can you drop the link?
So,
oops,
Brianna,
that's the diarrhea one.
And I quote, I'm pretty centrist and my husband thinks I'm a Republican.
That is politics and fashions. Let me close out of that one. Don't worry. We will be talking about this, though. Don't you worry. George Santos's new reality show that he's on, just give me a second and we will get to that. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, let me finish talking about this. Hello, Caroline. I'm using the internet. Hello, Sarahline. I'm using the internet in the empty parking lot of the public library. Hi. Hi, William. We're a little concerned for you there on Beaver Island, and we think you should probably come home. We think with the diarrhea outbreak, main ground zero in Michigan, all the smoke, all of it. I don't know if Beaver Island has been the escape that it was supposed to be, the escape to nature. I think it was maybe one of the worst times. Hey, don't make fun of me. I'm using a laptop in my car and there's poop everywhere. Oh, great. Excellent. Well, if you want to come home early, I think that might be the move. And the smoke is burning my eyes. He sent those messages 15 minutes ago. That's why it's how long it. He's using dial-up internet. Oh, William. Yeah, watch out, Will. You got to watch left and right. Famous last words for the smoky poop consumes him. Yeah, stay safe. Stay safe. Okay, so America's richest people want to turn America's most important media outlets into propaganda machines for the president. This is bad for the shareholders. I do like that that's who's named first. This is bad for Paramount shareholders, also bad for democracy. And this is deeply corrupt. But mostly it's bad for the shareholders, okay? This case is about exposing and stopping that corruption. In addition to David and Larry Ellison, the suit names as defendants, Paramount's Skydance board members, Jerry Cardinale, Safra Katz, yada, yada, yada. I don't care. All these people fucking suck. According to the lawsuit, the stockholder derivative action brought by Robbins is against Lawrence and David Ellison, Paramount's father-son controlling stockholders, to prevent them from profiting from breaches of their fiduciary duty of loyalty as Paramount's controllers, as well as David Ellison in his capacity as CEO and chairman, to prevent David Ellison from profiting from breaches of his fiduciary duty of loyalty as a Paramount director, and the entire Paramount board to prevent them from closing a merger transaction with Warner Brothers Discovery that is currently configured would allow Paramount fiduciaries to profit from an illegal bribery scheme in breach of their fiduciary duties of loyalty to Paramount and otherwise in violation of bedrock Delaware corporate law. Do not forget the most important group here is the shareholders, okay? They are people too. The plaintiff, Paul Robbins, is currently a Paramount stockholder and has continuously been a Paramount stockholder since before the August 7th, 2025 combination of Paramount Global and Skydance, per the lawsuit.
Now, I'm Amy Goodman. 12 Democratic-led states have sued to block Paramount Skydance's $111 billion acquisition of Warner Brothers Discovery. Paramount Skydance is run by David Ellison, whose father, Larry Ellison, is the billionaire founder of Oracle, a prominent ally and financial backer of President Trump. Under the proposed deal, CNN and CBS News, streaming services, HBO Max and Paramount, as well as film and television studios, would all be combined under a single entity controlled by the Ellisons. Meanwhile, the UK is weighing whether to take on the proposed merger between Paramount Skydance and Warner Brothers Discovery.
He actually looks like a Fallout Ghoul.
Last month, the Justice Department's antitrust division said it saw no evidence that the media mega merger would harm consumers, writing instead the deal would, quote, increase competition across the media and entertainment ecosystem, unquote.
Yes, that's a real photo.
Well, we're joined now by California's Attorney General Rob Bonta, a lead plaintiff in the lawsuit brought by the 12 attorneys general.
Have you seen the Unhinged Kalshi 250 Years American Predictions ad campaign imagining betting on history like will women win the right to vote and will baseball end segregation? Okay, y'all, actually, this is something that's been really concerning to me. If you are on Twitter, say, sorry, condolences, I'm also on there. Kalshi and Polymarket, I'm going to name them as because they're the biggest two. They are now positioning themselves as like news outlets, which is crazy because they're not. They're betting markets. And I have seen so many people share, like retweet, quote tweet, share Polymarket tweets that look like, you know, kind of the way that Pop Base or Pop Crave would post something related to the news. But these are gambling sites. These are betting markets. What are we doing? Why are journalists sharing Polymarket? Like their goal is to get people to bet on everything. Whether it's a yes or a no, it can be bet on. It's crazy. They have infiltrated pop culture's news and sports news. I know. I am so alarmed by seeing people who maybe don't realize that it's fucking Polymarket they're sharing, including journalists who I see sharing Polymarket tweets like they are a reputable news source. Kalshi has released an America 250 campaign in which they depict moments in American history as betting markets. Yeah, this is so, it's so
Kalshi
evil.
has released an America
It's
250
so
campaign in
evil.
which they depict moments in American history as betting markets. One of those moments is the end of segregation in baseball. On the Kalshi website, you would find a page placing the odds of baseball integrating at 0%. Scroll down and the odds have now reached 100% and the market is listed as settled. According to Hazel Trisedney, the founder of Kalshi called this ad her favorite. Following pushback online, Kalshi quietly removed the segregation ad from their campaign. It's been replaced with this. The Daily Beast reached out to Kalshi to ask why they pulled the segment, and they have received no response. According to CNBC, 70% of traders on Kalshi have been
Like, I can't get over how disturbing it is that Polymarket and Kalshi are operating like a newsroom, and they call themselves too like a digital newsroom, and they are clearly incentivized to drive like viral engagement, to just post whatever the fuck because they want people to be betting on it. They are using real-time market implied probabilities, right? Ooh, if you can bet on it, then you should bet on it. CNN goes to the prediction markets to look at it on air. Yes, because CNN has a contract with Polymarket or whatever, one or the other or both.
Been unprofitable over the last 6 months. And the Roosevelt
Kalshi
Institute
politics,
just found that
Kalshi
ordinary
sports.
users have lost $583 million since the company's launch. Donald Trump Jr. is a paid advisor to Kalshi and holds an equity stake in the company. Just today, it was revealed that Trump's teleprompter operator made over $100,000 on Kalshi by betting on the president's speeches. The Trump administration sued Minnesota after the state passed the first outright ban on prediction markets in the country. And they're suing 5 other states for even attempting to regulate prediction markets.
Terrifying. Polymarket says it predicts the truth. Its social feeds are filled with falsehoods. Of course. Of course. A review of the betting market's social media feeds found it has published hundreds of false and misleading posts. Yeah. Because they do not have, they are not more like having journalistic obligations to try and accurately report because they're not a fucking newsroom. They are not a news site. They are a betting market. They are in the business of gambling. 250 years of American predictions. 1920, will women win the right to vote nationwide? Kalshi politics. Oh, God. Don Jr. is literally on the board for Polymarket. Yeah, one of them. President Trump's longtime teleprompter operators believed to have made more than $100,000 betting on Trump speeches. Russia, Russia, Russia.
Attorney General Bonta, thanks for joining us. Explain why you have sued.
Oh.
Well, in short, we sued because this proposed merger
Lizzie,
breaks the
thank
law.
you for 32 months. Champagne Mango, thank you for
antitrust
27.
law. It's anti-competitive. It will raise prices. It will lower quality. It will lessen content. This is a proposed merger of two entertainment titans who have been competitors for years, and it will extinguish the competition between them when they merge, and will have massive anti-competitive effects in a number of different markets. And so this is about affordability for everyday Americans who are already struggling to afford their lives, whether it be groceries or gas or healthcare or housing. And now their cable bills will go up and their satellite bills will go up, and it will be more expensive to experience a joy of life to go see a movie at the movie theater for a special occasion. So this is also going to lead to job loss and lower wages. So from job loss and lower wages to lower quality, choice, competition, higher prices, this is a bad deal for California and for Americans.
So explain the significance of what this means, and also possibly
why is Bro so sunburned? El Nino.
The UK suing to prevent this merger. What it means to have CBS owned by Paramount and CNN and HBO all put together. President Trump had...
Ever since someone pointed out that this guy looks like Ken Klippenstein, I can't look at him. Wait, that's true.
Is repeatedly attacked, to say the least, CNN. CBS's 60 Minutes is now being gutted like with what the most recent fire, Scott Pelley.
Well, this is going to be a entertainment behemoth that will have under one roof multiple news channels, multiple streaming sources, channels, multiple the basic cable channels, multiple studios, film distributors, all within under one roof. And we've seen, sorry for the pun, we've seen this movie before when massive studios merge.
Red Klippenstein.
Like Fox and Disney, it leads to lower quality, less output, less viewpoints. So let me talk about that for a second. You're going to have less viewpoints, less stories being told, fewer perspectives, less journalists.
Okay, but at least he's doing what needs to be done here, which is to sue to stop this merger. All right.
Truth-telling and truth-seeking and informing the American public about their world and their country. Less reporters holding the powerful accountable and holding their feet to the fire and doing investigative journalism that reveals truth and tells the world what's going on. You'll have a smaller diversity of stories being told. A smaller, more narrow type of content will be greenlit, and stories that need to be told that we don't know need to be told.
Rush Hour 69. That's what we're going to
that we don't know we need to hear about. That can inspire and inform and broaden our perspective about the world won't be told anymore. So from art to news, there will be less content and less diversity of perspectives.
Mm. And so what exactly would be accomplished by your lawsuit?
Well, our lawsuit seeks to block the merger, pure and simple. We have a clean and clear and straightforward complaint that we filed in federal court that sets forth monopolistic outcome of this proposed merger, the anti-competitive impacts of this merger, and it asks for one remedy: block the merger, keep Paramount and Warner Brothers as separate companies.
And if you can talk about the open letter that was signed by hundreds, if not thousands, of producers, directors, actors, Of course, they also were calling on you, the attorney generals of New York and California and others, to take this on. I wanted, though, to talk, to end with the Federal Communications Commission Chair, Brendan Carr, speaking in March at the Conservative Political Action Conference.
This guy seems halfway decent. Yeah, he's, I mean, as far as AGs go, he's decent. He is more of a reformist, right? He works with the moderate establishment in California, but he's pretty decent when it comes to consumer protections, and obviously is leading the charge here with trying to stop this mega merger and citing the harms to consumers and to media and media and entertainment.
Or CPAC. In this clip, he boasts about Trump successfully defunding PBS, NPR, and the end of Stephen Colbert's late night show.
President Trump took on the fake news media, and President Trump is winning. Look at the results so far. PBS defunded, NPR defunded, Joy Reid gone from MSNBC, Sleepy Eyes Chuck Todd gone, Jim Acosta gone, John Dickerson gone, Colbert is leaving, CBS is under new ownership, and soon enough CNN is going to have new ownership as well. So
that is such a goal.
That's FCC.
These dumbasses, oh God, just, they don't even know what the fuck they're cheering for. They're just cheering.
Chair Brendan Carr, yeah! If you can end by talking about what's happening.
Like, Brendan Carr could have said, we're going to kill you all. They'd be like, yahoo! Wahoo!
Happening to the media in this country and the control by the Trump administration.
I mean, those comments are so outrageous. They speak for themselves. This idea that the federal government, our government, the people's government, is working overtime and bragging about it to shut down the free, independent press, to silence journalists from doing their job, telling the news and doing investigative journalism and holding the powerful accountable, is completely outrageous, antithetical to our democracy.
Because those, the people who would be in an audience like that, their minds work in one way: owning the libs. That's how they operate. And they look at everything through the lens of owning the libs. So that's why they're hooting and hollering. They're like, yeah, hell yeah! Owning the libs.
See, anti-democratic and un-American. It is wrong in every way I can say it. And the fact that he's bragging about it, he's getting cheers, is dangerous and problematic.
Kenny Clips went to the beach. That makes you old.
The federal government has completely retreated and abdicated from its role to enforce antitrust law, to
Rob
prevent
Bonta,
mergers.
We're going to have to leave it there.
The economy and hurt everyday people. And that's why we're stepping in.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Yep.